Hey, let's take a live look outside tonight. You're taking a look at Midtown. It is nice and bright because of the time change that we saw earlier this month. And tonight we are tracking a bill that would put Georgia on permanent daylight saving time.
And the bill has gotten some traction here thanks to some fast dealing from lawmakers. Doug Richards has a look at how it evolved.
If enacted, House Bill 154 would effectively put Georgia permanently on daylight saving time, eliminating twice-a-year time changes.
We have to ask if a policy that disrupts nearly every family in this state and no one can clearly defend it, why are we still doing it?
But before HB 154 became a time zone bill, it had been an ambulance bill. It passed the State House last year, designating ambulance services as essential, introduced by a new House member, Gary Richardson.
EMS workers are the only emergency public safety employees in the state that are not considered essential.
More than a year ago, Richardson's ambulance bill passed the House unanimously, but then the state Senate got hold of it. The record shows senators briefly pondered changing the bill to prohibit puberty blocker treatments for children. Then the Senate stripped the ambulance language and named it the Georgia Sunshine Protection Act, switching the state from the Eastern time zone to the Atlantic time zone 1 hour ahead.
I think that's the season we're in the legislature.
Richardson says that he's unoffended that his bill, passed unanimously in the House, became unrecognizable in the Senate.
What might look like one thing, once you see it again, may not look like that at all.
Yet what's good for changing the clock may also be good for ambulances. Richardson says he thinks he has found another bill that he can use to deliver the bill's language.
So I still feel confident that we're going to get EMS as an essential service over the finish line this year.
The finish line is next week. In order to actually get enacted, the mutated Sunshine Bill would need approval not only again from the House, but the governor and from the U.S. Department of Transportation. At the Capitol, Doug Richards, 11 Alive News.
Interesting to see if it would pass. I was just going to ask, I mean, Chris, you would be the expert on this. If it did pass, how would that change, I guess, how our day-to-day goes?
You know, I think a lot of people get excited when they hear about the later sunsets, you know, when we would have more sun later in the day. But with that, that means that the morning sunrises are going to be later. So we're talking about if this happens in the months of December and January, in the middle of the winter time, our sunsets wouldn't be until about 8:40 in the morning, 8:45-ish. So you're thinking almost 9 o'clock in the morning. So that would be really dark.
So all the kids at the bus stops and everything is basically...
I know a lot of kids are out at 6, 7 in the morning for bus stops, so that would be dark.
Wow.
Not just the sun's about to come up or anything like that. So you really have to look at the whole thing, and that would be for those winter months, the sun coming up really late. And then if we stayed on standard time, meaning we wouldn't, we'd be just on standard time, in the summertime, we would have sunrises around 5:30 in the morning.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's, some people say, let's just stay on standard or let's go to daylight saving. So there are some things you have to think about.